I often get asked about what inspired the concept for the music video I directed for Wish You Were Gay by Claud. And I'll be completely honest, the week before I heard the song, I had been completely infatuated with someone and had all these expectations of, what we're gonna be and how magical our chemistry was. And then at a party, I found out that they already had a partner. And literally in a matter of minutes, every fantasy and hope was shattered with reality. Now, I think this is a pretty universal experience. We're all pretty guilty of romanticizing people and circumstances, even if we try our best not to. I think that's what makes Claud's song Wish You Were Gay so original. Often love stories paint someone as protagonist or antagonist, but sexuality and love are really confusing, and they're on such a spectrum that can't and shouldn't be defined in such black and white terms. No one is ever trying to break someone's heart or fall for someone they can't have on purpose. It just kind of happens. We wanted to make a music video that reflected that. I also want to say that the inspiration behind the concept for the music video is obviously majorly inspired by 500 Days of Summer, directed by Mark Webb. He's been a huge inspiration of mine for a very long time now, and I think everything he makes is gold, so if you have not seen this movie or his other work, please do watch it. It's very good. Now, let's start from the beginning of this whole thing. Claud is one of my best friends on this whole entire planet, in case you couldn't tell already, and they showed me their new song at the time, Wish You Were Gay. I instantly fell in love with the track, and we started discussing potential ideas for the video. And at first they had a great idea of doing like a docu-cinema verite style, kind of like the music video for First Day of My Life by Bright Eyes, as an ode to old gay couples discussing their love stories. I really love this idea, and I thought the sentiment was very sweet, but after we talked about it more, we kind of realized that the song is really very bittersweet and sad, and it's about unrequited love. And like I said earlier, I had recently been kind of unpacking those emotions by rewatching 500 Days of Summer, so I showed Claud this particular scene from 500 Days of Summer. And Claud hadn't seen the movie in a minute, so this kind of refreshed their memory, and after we watched it together, we just kind of knew, like 100% it clicked, that was gonna be the concept. So here comes the hard part. I had about a week to get the treatment approved and create a budget breakdown, which is pretty standard in like the music video world. So my big secret when I'm making a treatment is I listen to the song at least 5 times before I start making a treatment. I close my eyes and I listen to each lyric phrase by phrase. Kind of like this. Mountains towering again in your mind. Then I chicken scratch on a notebook with random visuals I see. Mountains towering again in your mind. Then I break down the lyrics, as I'm a huge believer in putting lyrics on the slide. And I know a lot of directors don't do this, but for me, I kind of view the lyrics like a script for the music video. So you can kind of see like the text here from my treatments. The next thing I always make a huge emphasis on is color palette. I think a color palette really helps you tell a story, and I was super influenced by Godard's movies for this project. I also have a really similar sense of humor, like very dry, so the blow-up doll in the end was kind of like a nod to that. Also, on a sidebar, a lot of the comments on the music video are asking, like, what does the blow-up doll mean? Like, what does the balloon mean? There's like some really great conspiracy theories and things, but for me, when I was making it, the blow-up doll represents someone one day seeing you and loving you for you. That's why even though Claude doesn't get the person they went in with expectations for, they find someone when they least expect it to. I think that's really similar to real life, which is why I wanted to kind of throw that in as like a more positive note. Actually, originally, it's funny, like, I'll show you on the breakdown. It was supposed to be my friend Mia, but we shot both because we weren't sure if the blow-up doll would be, like, way too outlandish and comedic for, like, such a bittersweet story. I mean, I love the blow-up doll portion, so. And a similar idea to the bread with the balloon, the idea came to me when I was directing my other video, Never Meant to Call, and I had this, like, super weird dream where I was, like, carrying a plate of bread with balloons tied to it, and the visual has just kind of stuck since that first music video. But also with this one, you guys are correct, there is a double meaning. The balloon does represent hope, and by the end of the video when Claude, like, lets it go, they've lost all hope of being with this person. Anyways, let's talk about the production. Lucky enough, a friend of ours, Theo Bagwell, let us use his house for the music video. His house is already a pretty amazing location because of all the game machines and the fireplace. It helped us a lot because we didn't have a lot of money for the video. So thank you, Theo, and my amazing production designer, Amelia, for making this work. We truly could not have done this without y'all's genius. Okay, the second biggest problem was my cinematographer for the project, Shane Bagwell, lives in New York. he wasn't flying in until 2 days before production, so he had to figure out all his lighting plans via FaceTime and through these horrible storyboards I made, which was definitely not ideal. Luckily, it was like the hottest day of summer and we had to postpone like our first half of shooting date. And we were able to successfully walk through the house and talk through about like everything we were going to do to pull this video off, basically. And we figured it out in the first half of the day, and then we started shooting the second half of the day, and it turned out great. We could probably talk more about it together if you guys are interested. We'll make a video talking about how we work together and things like that. We only had 2 shoot days to shoot 2 music videos, essentially, because the frames had to be identical to each other, so it took every single brain cell to make it work. It was basically like directing a musical sequence or directing choreography. Each shot had to match up seconds-wise in the reality and expectations, and the biggest challenge as a director was making sure the reality side held up as its own story, and the expectation side did as well, so if you cover the frames, it would still make sense. My solution to this was making a thing I like to call the seconds breakdown. And, okay, I know it looks like a mess right now. It looks like a Dada painting. Yeah, basically I would write the seconds, and then the shot, and also, like, what's happening in the shot, and the seconds would be on the song, like, at what point in the song does this happen? Sometimes I'll even write, like, the lyric of the song. Just whatever will help me. It's, like, almost like a map. So when I'm directing, I don't have to recall like what phrase or what certain thing is. I could just refer to the seconds breakdown and have a cheat sheet right there. Me and my best friends like to call this music video the little video that could. Because who knew a little music video made with such a small budget and a bunch of best friends would be so relatable to so many? It's almost at like 1 million views now, and we've had so many inspiring life experiences from it, like winning Best Music Video at National Film Festival for Talented Youth, being featured on these random outlets, Title Video of the Week. But most of all, we pulled a lot of favors and had a literal 3-person camera team with the smallest crew. But the music video was one of the best experiences of my life and my favorite project I've done yet, because everyone was so genuine and believed in the narrative they were telling. I'll leave all the cast and crew's information in the bio and the credits because they deserve every bit of love and respect for making this possible. So please, please, please check out their links and everything. I also want to thank Claud for their empathy and willingness to be vulnerable in their music. That was inspiration for this whole entire project, and we wanted to make a piece of art with people that reflected that same energy. Anyways, thanks for watching my first little director's breakdown. I hope these are helpful and insightful, and if they are, let me know. And let me know what you'd like to see next, and I'd love to make some more of these. So I'll see you guys next time.